What if I told you that living just minutes away from your children could be the worst decision you've ever made? That might sound strange, maybe even a little harsh, but that's exactly why you need to hear it. Many parents believe that moving closer to their children is the path to a happier, safer, and more family-centered life. It's a dream wrapped in the promise of laughter around the table, spontaneous visits, and support whenever needed. But what if after the move their routine stays exactly the same? What if visits are short, always rushed? What if, instead of comfort, what comes are demands, misunderstandings, and a quiet feeling that you're in the way? This isn't about giving up affection. It's about opening your eyes to reality before making a decision that changes everything. Because when it comes to family, the distance that truly matters isn't measured in miles, but in the space between two hearts. Living close to your children is a natural desire for many parents. After years devoted to family, it's easy to imagine that this closeness will bring more love, more care, and more time together. It feels as if shortening the physical distance will also erase any emotional distance that may have built up over time. The idea is comforting. Sharing coffee on a random morning, helping with the grandkids on a whim, or simply feeling you're not alone in an emergency. For those who've spent decades in the hustle of daily life, this sense of peace feels like a well-earned reward. But the truth is, your children's lives follow their own rhythm, and often, that pace doesn't match your expectations. They have jobs, commitments, social lives, kids to raise, and none of that changes just because you're now a few blocks away. That's why we need to talk about the expectations we attach to this move. When they aren't aligned with reality, they can quietly turn into deep, lasting frustrations. The biggest issue with living near your children is the illusion of closeness. There's a common belief that physical proximity automatically means being more present in each other's lives. But many families' experiences prove otherwise. At first, the move feels promising. You arrive excited, the family celebrates, there are welcome dinners and plans to spend more time together. For a few weeks, everything seems perfect, until normal life resumes. Your children return to their commitments. Work, school, kids, bills, everyday problems. Visits stop being daily, turn into weekly, and sometimes bi-weekly. When they do happen, they're often hurried, squeezed between other tasks. It's not that they don't want to see you. It's that time is scarce, and modern life takes its toll. It's in the gap between expectation and reality that frustration is born. You might start to feel forgotten or less important. These feelings rarely get voiced, building up silently and creating tension. In some cases, this closeness can even lead to pressure. You expect more attention. They feel more obligated. What was meant to be a joyful relationship can become a source of conflict. Without emotional planning and clear agreements, physical proximity can push hearts apart. Even when the houses are side by side. When we imagine living close to our children, the picture is almost cinematic. Calm mornings over coffee, spontaneous afternoon meetups, Sunday dinners filled with conversation and laughter. We believe that being nearby will transform the relationship into a more constant and affectionate bond. But real life rarely follows that script. Even just minutes away, you may still see them just as rarely. Schedules don't line up as easily as imagined. You might want to talk just as they're heading to work, helping their kids with homework or solving everyday problems. Here's where it gets delicate: the feeling of priority. When we move expecting more attention, every missed meeting or delayed visit can feel like disinterest. It doesn't mean love has faded. It just means life doesn't bend to our expectations. Another challenge is privacy. Closeness can easily be mistaken for constant availability on both sides. You might feel intruded upon if they drop by unannounced, or realize you're intruding when you just pop in and find them busy. Small discomforts like these, when they pile up, can wear down the relationship. And the closer we are physically, the more exposed we are to each other's daily stresses. Arguments, tension, and problems that might go unnoticed from miles away become visible. Sometimes uncomfortably so. That's why it's crucial to understand. Physical proximity is not the same as emotional closeness. Love and presence aren't defined by addresses. They depend on emotional availability, respect for boundaries, and balanced expectations. Before deciding to move closer to your children, you need to answer some questions honestly. What's the real reason for the move? Separate desire from need. Are you seeking constant company? Practical help? Or are you afraid of facing old age alone? If the main motivation is to fill an emotional gap, be cautious. This expectation may not be met. Are you ready to handle your children's independence? They already have their own routines and responsibilities. Living nearby doesn't mean they'll be available whenever you want. Accepting this prevents future hurt. Do you have a support network beyond them? Friends, neighbors, community groups, hobbies. Relying solely on your children can be a heavy burden for them and risky for your well-being. Will you have financial and social independence? Excessive dependence can create imbalance. Having your own resources and life preserves respect and avoids conflict. Once you've thought this through, have an open conversation with your children before making a move. Share your expectations and listen to theirs. Set boundaries, agree on visit frequency, and ensure everyone has space. Despite the risks, living close to your children can bring meaningful advantages, if done with clarity and respect. Proximity makes practical help easier. In a medical emergency, being minutes away can make all the difference. Everyday help, bringing medicine, attending appointments, fixing small problems becomes simpler. It also creates room for spontaneous moments, quick coffees, unplanned lunches, and casual chats that strengthen bonds without big plans. Emotional support is another benefit. It doesn't have to be constant to be valuable. Just knowing someone is close can bring comfort. And if both sides agree, it can mean more time with grandchildren, helping with homework, going to events, or simply playing together. The key: keep independence on both sides. Proximity should be a gift, not an obligation. Proximity can also bring hidden challenges. One is constant expectations. Children may think you're always available, or you may feel you should be. This can create pressure and resentment. Privacy is another concern. Living in the same neighborhood can blur boundaries, leading to unannounced visits or unwanted opinions. There's also the risk of dependence, emotional or financial, creating imbalance and stress. Old conflicts can resurface when you're more present in daily life, and feelings of rejection can arise if you're nearby, but not included. Awareness of these risks is essential before making the move. More important than being close to your children is being at peace with yourself. Physical proximity is no guarantee of affection or support. In some cases, it brings tension instead. A healthy decision considers both desire and reality. Accept that everyone has their own pace and boundaries, and you'll protect yourself from unrealistic expectations. making space for genuine love and respect. The real distance that matters isn't in miles, it's in emotional connection. Living near your children can be wonderful when done with awareness and independence. Every family is different. There's no universal formula. The key is to nurture love, respect, and freedom, no matter the physical distance. Reflect carefully, talk openly, and protect both your emotional well-being and theirs. Have you ever thought about living near your children? Share your experiences and questions. They might help someone else. If you found this valuable, subscribe for more reflections on family and aging, and share so others can make informed choices.